What up, guys? Welcome back to the Chop Shop. And it's pretty early in the morning. I managed to sneak out here. I've actually been out here since like 4 or 5 in the morning. Sneaking around a little bit. I keep promising I'm going to work on Sandy, and I keep being an adult and working on my house instead. But where we're at with Sandy is I went ahead and sprayed some filler primer, just a real thin coat, just to kind of see where I was standing, and then I just went over it with I'll show you on the other side. But as you can see, I've already went back down to bare metal on a couple spots, but I am really happy with where I stand. There's only one spot here, you can see it, you can kind of see, I'm not going for perfection. Look at this truck. It's a genuine rusty, basically out of a junkyard truck that I'm rescuing. I don't want it to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. I know a couple guys in the comments have, asked me why I didn't do this, why I didn't do that, left some suggestions, and I agree. Coulda, woulda, shoulda done some of the things better on this, but it's not. Every single spot on this truck is dented. There's oddball rust spots on it and stuff like that. So, personal opinion, it's not worth it. Plus, I think it kind of pulls away from the character of the truck at this point in time to make things be completely perfect. It just, when I shaved my mirrors, it just primed the spot. I'm leaving it like that. But just kind of wanted to see where I stand. Just kind of knocked it down. I'm going to go through and do a heavier coat with a filler primer, and I think it's even going to fill in that little spot that I can see. I've not done up here yet. I don't know if I think I did delete the footage of it, but in a previous video I gave like a little sneak peek of the scallops that I want to run up here. The scallops are just going to be this, of all the faded blues and grays. So I'll lay out my scallops, cover that, and then prime everything, and then once the roof's all painted white, we'll peel that back off, and then that will be the scallop design. But I've made a little less progress here on the passenger side, but I kind of wanted to show you what was underneath, just the primer. It's just this. I've just feathered down the paint, and I just went through and cleaned up all in here as I rubbed my oil all over my metal and about to paint. And I showed you on the previous video, I did a little patch panel right here, and it's not, there's not much going on. I just feathered everything out. It's not thick or caked on there real heavy, and you can even see the light reflecting off of it. It's probably even a little bit too smooth, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna mask this off, shoot some filler primer on this side. I'm probably gonna do the second coat of filler primer on that side, and I know I'm not discovering anything new here. Let me know in the comment section if you guys go this route. I so far have fallen in love. This is a drywall sanding brick. And man, this thing, oh, it's so nice. It kind of just forms to all your little curves. This thing has been great. Again, I don't think I'm a genius and discovered anything new. It might even be a no-no, but I've loved that thing. And that's all that I used when I did my real quick spray of just my filler primer here. I just did a real quick wax on, wax off with it. And that's where we stand with the roof. So I'm gonna get that other side primed, like I said, get a second coat on over here, and move on forward, getting closer to actually slinging some real paint. with this side sprayed, and it's just setting up. That's one of the reasons I do this. I want to do this is when you have just so many color varieties and everything going on, it gets hard to tell if what you're doing actually looks good, if it's actually straight. You start thinking you're a badass and like everything you've done just looks perfect, and then you make it all one solid color and you're like, oh shit, maybe not. The only spot that I'm seeing as this dries, I just didn't squat down here and see this little guy tucked in here, so I gotta address that. Oh, and again, this is a filler and a sandable primer. Yeah, there's a little spot. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. Do we see anything? I don't really. As that sets up, or when it sets up, it'll probably, potentially unveil a few more spots or two. I'll hit it with just my little drywall brick, and we're gonna come back and see what that looks like. I didn't do the other side yet. It's a bunch more masking. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have taken it off, but same as that side, I didn't know where I stood. Standing in a really good spot on this side and that side. So I think I want to do a thick coat of my filler primer. I'm gonna brick that side, probably do another thick coat on that side, and then I've got some black sandable primer that there's like expensive glazing. They're not putties. It's a glaze you would put over your primer that helps you find low spots and stuff. Again, this truck isn't gonna be perfect. I mean, look at everything on here. But you can see there's even like there's a little dip right here in the roof that I'm leaving. You know, whatever, get over it. But what I like to do with this stuff is I'll do just a real light dusting over it. Basically doing the same thing that those expensive kits or whatever do, as I'll just real quick back and forth over this, hit it with a real light sandpaper, and basically do the same thing. So when we come back, that's probably where I'll stand. All right, guys. So like I said, I came back through and just kind of rematched this real quick and did another heavier coat of the filler primer. And as you can see, or can't see, I've not even sanded this yet. See all the paper, or the tape and everything still on it. That spot I kind of complained about, it's gone. So after I just kind of probably once over this, should be all good to go. I mean, I'm pretty happy over here. I mean, I can't complain. And again, keep in mind, in my personal opinion, if all this was perfect, I think it'd probably look out of place. I want it to look good. I want it to be sealed. I don't want this to rust back up. But like I said, I got a spot right down here that I don't know how I missed that. I mean, a blind person could have seen that. But other than that, man, that's about it. Probably ought to clean this garage up, clean this truck up, and then maybe the next week or two potentially sling some paint and have to buy it. I'm not really in the place to buy paint right now. But that being said, I'm going to clean myself up. And if you follow me on the book of faces, I've shared my buddy Charles a couple times. He's building I believe it's a 54 F100. He's running some Crown Vic suspension. He's using a 4-link, an aftermarket 4-link for a different truck that he's modifying to make work. He's Coyote swapping it, and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm gonna swing over there, have a few beers with him, let him show you his cool stuff. So real quick, guys, before I head out and go to Charles' house, I just wanted to show you this real quick. I'm gonna have him up on my wife's website here soon. Twisted Vision vinyl. I'm gonna kick out hoodies, t-shirts. That didn't transfer very well. very well into a sticker. So I'm going to kick out an Eppy Chop Shop sticker as well. The purchase of any shirt or hoodie will come with a sticker. I'm going to have a variant of stickers available. But stay tuned for those, man. I just wanted to, you know, get that out there. I've got one that I'm going to have up for grabs for free coming up here soon. I already got it made, but like I said, I want to get stuff up on the wife's website before I finalize everything. But let's roll up to Charles' house and check his truck out. All right, so we're here at Charles' shop. Like I said, this is his project, and he knows a lot more about it than I do, so I'm gonna let him tell you about it.
It's a 56 F100 custom cab. Bought it all original. They had the heat, had a Ford-matic transmission, which is pretty rare, and ripped all that apart. Didn't want any of it. So transmission's over in Norway now. At least happy with that. But I switched it out to, you want to see it? I got a 2016 F150 Coyote engine.
No big deal.
Yeah. Yep. So it should be pretty fun when she's all running. But went with 2003 Crown Victoria front end. Mounted that in with Outcast upper mounts, powder coated them to match the frame. Got a 6R80 transmission behind it with the Stifler's cross member. In the back, we're putting in a 8.8 out of Mercury Mountaineer. Welded the axle tubes, put on the trick flow diff cover, powder coated that to match. Over here you can see we're working on getting the Porterbuilt fabrication Fat Fender garage 4-link kit put in.
That's a slick setup.
Yeah, everything on this is just top notch. I mean, the welds are ridiculous. The craftsmanship on it's just great.
And you're having to modify this because this is for
yeah, it's for a 67,
a different year, right?
67 to 72 F100. They didn't make one for my kit. There are 56 4-link kits, but this one was pretty complete. And I'm a pretty big fan of Fat Fender Garage, so I wanted to throw them some money if I could. So the rest of the kit's over here on the cart. Comes with Panhard bar, 4 links, the Ridetech HQ series coilovers, 20.
Those things are slick too.
Yeah, these are pretty.
I like them. Them are fancy.
So we'll get these mounted in here soon, but right now I'm actually going through and modifying all the brackets to fit the axle tube. Apparently everything on that is meant for a 9-inch, and the 8.8 has larger axle tubes. So every section here that has these radii we have to cut open and then get them to fit, and then we should be home free after that. Everything else is bolt on, so it'll be pretty slick. So
oh yeah,
about to get it fabbed up a little bit, powder coated, and then throw it back on.
Sweet. And he's documenting this. He started his own YouTube channel here recently. What is that called again?
It's don't really have a channel, it's just my name.
Well, it's your
Z-rated P.
Okay, I'll tag it. I'll link it on here one way or another.
Yeah, yeah. 56 F100 4-link, Fat Fender 4-link. You'll find it.
So yeah, and I'll try and tag Fat Fender. I'll tag all the websites to the companies he's bought from, and so if you're interested or doing this, look him up. And
yeah, if you got any information, let me know. Or if you got any questions, anything I've done, let me know.
Yeah, tech tips that you have or are getting from him, you just hit him up. Like I said, I'll link his page one way or another, and then I'll link Fat Fender Garage and everything on here too. So that's about it. I gotta go home and cook for the wife, so I'm gonna let these guys get back to work, and be out.